And in each episode, you might have noticed, we have a new home. We have moved the channel to Mac Mania on YouTube. So you can put in YouTube, Mac Mania channel, and we'll find us there. So today we have me, Mark Knight, and on the side we have other two people. You want to say your names?
I'm Jacob, Bevis, from Bev TV.
I'm Liam, it's from 87 Redhead. Nearly forgot.
His name
again.
I'm from Mr. Mark UK, because I forgot to mention that, so you can check me out. You can check it out on the YouTubes. So we have some brilliant news on Apple world. I think Jacob has some Apple news.
I do have written down some news, and welcome both of you to the show. And just mentioning on our channel, very glad to have MacMania on its own channel now, because well, it's we can do a lot more with it now. And so if you're watching on Ustream and you want to watch the recording, you can do so at youtube.com/MacMania71. And yeah, I've got all the episodes up so far. I think I have to put 2 more episodes up, and then I'll have all the episodes up. And this one will be the next one. Hopefully I can get this edited in time for when I go away. But anyway, we'll worry about that later. But anyway, the Apple news today, there's not really much Apple news going on. Really, it's only about the iPad, the new iPad. I was about to say iPad 3 there for a second, but the new iPad reviews and so on are taking place now that it's been out for about a week, nearly 2 weeks now. So people are getting in their reviews. But I want to talk about something that hasn't really been any rumours about this at all. But I thought we'd talk about it. It's about the iPhone. Now, will there be a new iPhone this year? Will it be at WWDC? Is it possible to be at WWDC? We mentioned this last week about if it could be out at WWDC, and well, I just want to discuss what we think will happen. If there's a new iPhone out, what will happen? So, Mark, what do you think will happen in the new iPhone, or the iPhone 5, or whatever it will be called?
In the new iPhone, I reckon we'll probably have the A5S chip back on the chip. And then we've got on the iPad, in the new iPad, and also the HD camera on the front will be good to see. But I reckon with the new iPhone, I don't know, I think we could see a lot more HD, like, glossy, I think. I'm not too sure what we could see in the new iPad, and the new iPhone, sorry. But I do reckon we will have the new chip in the phone.
Do you reckon...
I'll let you finish drinking your drink.
What about you, Lee? What do you think? If there is an iPhone this year, do you reckon what could be involved in this new iPhone?
Well, there's a bit of speculation about having like a 4-inch screen, so an inch bigger than the original. So I suppose that would make it more. If they did that, it would make it more of a widescreen model. It's all 16:9 in correctly, so you don't have any sort of tram lines, is what I call it, the black lines at the top and bottom.
Yeah.
So that suits the screen better, I think. But then if they do that, then I think they would keep sort of the 4S continuing as well for updates, because it's like you've got 2 different models and it's not sort of a complete upgrade, you know.
Yeah.
But having a bigger screen might be interesting.
Yeah, it will be. Yeah. Yeah, it would probably be a pain for the developers to have to stretch their apps. But it has been rumoured quite a lot of times that we could see. Well, it was rumoured before the iPhone 4S was announced that it will be called iPhone 5, and it would have none of those black bars on the side. And better screen, perhaps, and, well, that didn't happen, but it was obviously a better screen because it already had the Retina display in there. The only question is, will it be released at WWDC this year, 2012, the Worldwide Developers Conference? Do we see that likely to happen? Will it definitely happen, or could it happen, you know?
Well, I personally don't see it happening, only because it's not been a year since the 4S was launched, but
Yeah,
saying that
that's
again,
why.
the iPad 2 launched 9 months before, 9 months after, the original iPad. So it can happen, because it's happened before. But I think it'd be a bit silly, really, because it'd be too quick, in my opinion, way too quick for another phone, you know.
I reckon, yeah, I think Apple are pushing it a
Because
little
I
bit.
think a year is quick enough, but
Yeah.
to have like 9 months for another phone, I don't know.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
can't see it, to be
I think
honest.
that's
I
gonna...
reckon all it'll be is just about iOS 6 and mounted line.
Yeah.
That's all it'll be about, I think.
No iPod Touch, do you think? I know Mark would be thinking an iPod Touch. I know he wants an iPod Touch, a new one.
Yeah,
Could
I've got one, but I
could
want
that
a
happen?
new one.
It's kind of fallen under the radar, isn't it, the iPod Touch?
Yeah, there has been no
It's
one's
not been-
talking. I think we're the only show that has actually talked about the iPod Touch because no one's been talking about it. But I like the iPod Touch. It's a great device, and I take it around with me everywhere.
I don't want an iPhone because I always drop my devices, and if I drop an iPhone, it probably breaks.
I've never had an iPod, so it's the latest iPod got a Retina display in it.
It has, yes. Well, as
No.
far as
Oh, yeah.
It has, yeah, because it come out. The iPhone 4 came out, and that had a Retina display, and then months after that, they had what was called an iPod event where they announced the iPod Nano, the new Classic, and also they announced the new iPod Touch, and that had a Retina display. And then I got it last year at the start of the year. So yeah, it has a Retina display. That was also when they.
Right, well, it's got the Retina display then, but
Yeah.
it can do with, you know, there's been a lot of upgrades since that launched, you know, like the A5 chip and now the A5X
Yeah.
chip. You know, Siri, all those things.
Yeah, I think it's
just,
running the
you know,
A4.
on the iPod Touch.
Yeah, it's running the A4. I'm
I am
pretty sure.
hoping for touch-ish. If the new iPod, if Apple do say they're getting rid of the iPod Touch, I'll buy an iPod 4. Until then, I'll wait, because I'm not gonna.
Yeah, I don't see.
wait.
I really don't see Apple discontinuing the iPod Touch. The iPod Touch is actually the #1 portable game player, and this is why I reckon they'll get an upgrade very soon, because it is the number one. And they announced it was last conference when the new iPad was announced. They said about it and how it's the leading game, leading game device. People rather this than a DS, than a PSP, so I doubt they'll discontinue this. It's a load of rubbish if they do.
Well, what would you like in a new iPod Touch, anyway? If we do have a new one, what would you like in it?
Well, a better camera, because I know it's an iPod Touch, but you can still carry this around. People carry this around a lot, trust me. I know heaps of people who take theirs to school, and if they walk or like on the bus, they'll have it and they'll have their music playing. It would be good to have a better camera because you could take it with you and take really good cameras. And I don't see Apple not putting a better camera in this because they've done it with the iPad, they've done it with the iPhone. Why not the iPod Touch? So I reckon that's one of the features I actually want to see in the iPod Touch. I also kind of think dictation, but I also kind of think like a dictation kind of, not a dictation, like a not Siri, but like Siri, like commands. Like they have voice command on here which you can say a song, but I'd like to have like a better kind of command thing, like a little bit like Siri on here, if that makes sense. It kind of doesn't, but But that's probably what I'd like to see, and maybe.
Well, it's like what the new iPad's got, isn't it? So
yeah,
because that's got some Siri features in it, but not the full capacity
dictation.
of Siri. So
Yeah, and they also, and I would love.
Give it a bit wider screen. Give it a bit wider screen. But not iPod Touch.
Sorry, what was that?
A wider screen. Because on the iPhone they've got a wider
Could
screen.
be.
Give it a bit wider screen.
It could be. It's a leading game device. Go on.
what was it? Let's have a look.
See, they could do that. I reckon that could make sense if they do that with the iPhone, or if they could even do it before. If they have a music a kind of event like they did in 2010. That was the last. That was the only mention of an iPod event. They haven't done an iPod event since, or said anything about the iPod. But who knows? Maybe even
if this iPod comes out later on in the year, or the longer they leave it, it's going to have to jump a complete because is the current iPod on the latest software on 5.1?
Yeah, it is. It's on 5.1. Yeah, and actually,
because I thought it was on like version 4 or something.
no,
so
it's that. No, they've discontinued. They've discontinued the first gen and the second gen. The third gen is still running the latest software, so that's still alive, and that's what Mark's got, the third generation. I would, however, I don't really want to mention this, but I would, I don't know if this could happen, but they might discontinue the third gen as well. That could be later down the tracks, though.
Yeah, when they release the new one, they'll probably discontinue the third one, because they have two devices running simultaneously. But
how long's the old one been at the fourth gen up and out now?
About it was a year last year, so about a year and a half. Because I got mine last year, around about this time, actually. I got my new one, so mine is about a year old now. Yeah, about a year and a half it's been out.
That WWDC every 2 years, haven't it? Since
no, because it was
the last one.
it was announced in October in 2010. So yeah, they held a music event, which was it announced the new iPod Nano, which you see now, and also the Shuffle. They bring back the Square Shuffle, and then obviously the new iPod Touch. I'm getting off the topic of the Touch and just going on to the Classic for a minute. Do you reckon that could get an upgrade? We've talked about this many times before. We're just repeating ourselves. The Classic, can it get an upgrade, or will it just die? You know, it's dearer than the iPod Touch. I've mentioned this before. It's dearer than the iPod Touch, more expensive, around about $300 in my money in Australia. Do you reckon it will die? Do you reckon, or
yes, probably.
Yeah.
It's at its day.
Well, exactly. Yeah, exactly.
What can you? The difference between what you can do with the Classic and the Touch is just, you know.
Well,
it's
the thing
like
is about
today's iPhone compared to a 1980s mobile.
Yeah. Well, the thing is with the Classic,
so much more with it.
It's the only device now that has the click wheel. This device still has the click wheel, and I think if Apple's going to kill this device, or even make it better, which I don't really see how they're going to do that with this, but I reckon that like what they did to the iPod Nano, I think they're trying to discontinue the click wheel a little bit, because I do find the click wheel kind of hard to use. I've used it on an iPod Nano, and it's kind of hard to kind of use a little bit. So I think they probably will discontinue the iPod Classic, but I don't know when. So it'll be interesting to see what we will see at WWDC. If we do see an iPhone, it will be interesting if we see an iPod this year. Because it'll be 2 years in October.
So Apple, if you're watching this, please bring out an Apple iPod Touch, please.
They could be working on one right now, but you would think there might be rumours about it if they were. Someone would find out, surely. Just moving away, I want to talk a little bit about the ITV.
I'll be ordering it as soon as there's a rumour. I'll be ordering it as soon as it's available to order. I'll order it straight away.
Yeah, I would too. Yeah. Getting off topic now, going to the ITV. Rumours that they have shipped components for this TV over to Japan. Obviously that's where it's, or it might be China, or somewhere like, no, I think it's Japan, because obviously it's manufactured over in those countries, because that's what they do. So ITV could be not soon, but they are, if this is a rumour, they are definitely working on it. But however, it's not guaranteed really to be the ITV. It could be something different. It could be. I reckon if they call it Apple TV, they will discontinue the Apple TV box and just have this. Is that a possibility? Do you reckon if they just cut the Apple TV box out of it and just have the TV? Do you reckon that's possible?
Probably.
Although I don't see that really happening, because I think that the Apple TV is a good kind of, box. It's cheaper than the iPod Touch, and it does so much on it. You can watch movies, and now with 1080p. Just a thought, but I don't reckon that will happen. Lee, do you reckon that will? If they will, they'll obviously probably integrate it into this TV, but will they discontinue the Apple TV if they bring one out?
Well, I think I remember reading before that they are bringing out TVs with the iTV or Apple TV inside it already. 32-inch, 40, 32 and 42, I think, inches. So I think they are doing, and it makes sense. Because it'd be like what we have in the UK, like with Freeview. The other one, I've forgotten.
Cable?
So yeah, it makes sense, because your TV and the box, a separate box, it's just a bit crazy really. And so you don't need to have that. If you can build your digital television service in the telly, then why not? So I think they are working on it.
Yeah, they are. Yeah, like.
Well, it'd be funny if you see Apple branded tellies as well. That would be quite cool. But I think they've got a deal with Samsung. I think
they do actually. Yeah.
Another company to implement their Apple TV service into it, or iTV into it. So. But I'll tell you what though, that will be the day when you see Apple branded televisions.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. Yeah, Apple is...
Samsung, Sony, Sharp, Toshiba, Apple.
Well, the Apple TV does do a pretty good success. AirPlay is probably one of the things I've mostly seen it, because we use it at our school. Now we all have iPads, we can, project it straight up to the Apple TV, and then also alongside it with now 1080p videos, what was I saying?
I'll be right back.
Sorry?
I'll cut that out. He said he'd be right back.
Oh right, yeah, but just on who had just come in, she's actually been talking all day onto her internet friends. And, she's... Oh, anyway, and... Yeah, crazy. But anyway, yeah, it'll be interesting to, what this new Apple TV has. And would be good to see a branded Apple TV, Apple getting into the TV business. And, well, I reckon if they do bring this out, they could even have a return to CES, which is the Consumer Electronics Show, because that's where you can show off this new TV. If they want to show it off, that's the place to do it, you know. So, yeah, that'll be interesting. And like I said, rumoured that they've sent components over to Japan for manufacturing. So, yeah, it'll be interesting to see what happens with the Apple TV. The iTV. If it's going to be called that, so, yeah. Alright, well, have you got any more news you want to tell us about, Lee? I mean, if you got any news that you want to tell us about? Because I think that's all I've got to say.
Well, going on the new iPad news.
Yep.
It's, well, 3 days now. It's been available in 24 additional countries. And now they have sold 3 million units of
Wow.
the new iPad already.
Yeah.
3 million units in 10 days
I heard...
of American and European launch.
Yeah.
But now it's available in 24 more other countries.
Yeah, so everyone's going to be getting it.
So they want to sell 65 million in a year. That is a lot.
That's incredible,
of
yeah.
iPads. 65 million in a year.
I heard that they sold 13 million in the first 3 days alone. I don't know if that's involving, you know, the countries that had that iPad on that first day. I know we were the first country to get the new iPad. But seriously, the new iPad is, you know, retina display. People, you know, wanting to get their hands on it, wanting to get it, and no wonder they've got so many.
Right, okay. So it might have topped 13 million already, actually, because that news was from the 19th. So that was 3 days after launch.
Yeah, so 13 million on the
They
third. Yeah,
sold 3 million units.
yeah,
That is some feat
yeah.
to achieve. Well done.
Yeah, well, I reckon a lot of people would be people who are getting their iPad for the first time would be diving in to get this new iPad. Retina display, dictation. What more do you want? You know, and even a bonus feature, which is the camera, HD recording, which is it's a bonus. You know, if you want to use it for, you know, taking, you know, I don't mind, you know, taking pictures on the iPad and just going, you know, let's just go back to the camera, but you know, taking, you know, pictures, not really like meant to be good or meant to be for like a photography website. You know, that's what I'd probably use the iPad for camera wise for. So there's a lot of good features in this new iPad. Still not worth though upgrading from the iPad 2 to this new iPad though. Just because you know, the iPad 2 is still good. It to me it's still good, and you're only missing the camera, which is a bonus feature, like I said, dictation, and of course the beautiful Retina display, which is probably the only big thing that is probably missing from there. Dictation you can probably do without, you know. However, I have seen reviews on the dictation, and apparently it is really good, and apparently it picks up really well. So yeah, new iPad doing very well, and I'll have to. So
Doing very well indeed.
yeah, doing very well. Well, I don't know.
Interested to see if they sell more than the iPad 2 though.
It will be. Yeah,
In
and
the same amount of time.
yeah. Do you reckon? Yeah, it's probably a bit early to kind of rumour this and say anything, but do you reckon? When do you think a new iPad 4th generation will come out? This is I don't know why I'm saying this, but do you reckon it'll be the same
I
time?
reckon it'll be an annual thing now. So
It will be?
around March time every year, you're going to see a new one, I think.
Right. Yeah. We're just talking about the iPad, Mark.
And they've definitely gone with the iPod name as well, like iPad 3rd generation.
Yeah.
So the next one will be 4th generation. You know, they've dropped the number now. So that'll be another thing.
Yeah.
Which is a bit confusing, really. I don't know why they don't just call them numbers.
Yeah.
Much easier, really.
Well,
in my opinion.
yeah, and now it's all rumoured that it's going to be the new iPhone, which could not even be the case in my opinion. It could just be called the iPhone 5, because it's kind of hard to if you call it the new iPhone, it's going to be kind of hard to kind of like, you know, it's 4S, you know, 3S, and so on. Do you get what I'm saying? I'm kind of not explaining it right, but like, if it was called the new iPhone, it'd kind of be confusing to go back and see, you know, what generation. I think the number with the iPhone is actually what it should be called, because they're calling it 4S, you know, 4, 3S, 3G, or whatever it was, 3G, yes, that's it, and so on. So, I don't know, I kind of don't think that they'll call it the new iPhone. I think they'll surprise people with that, I think. Mark, we were just talking about...
I reckon they are going to do it.
You reckon?
Because
yeah, possibility.
They've had the iPod like it, they've now changed the iPad to that format. And obviously because of Tim Cook is at the helm now, so, you know, what he says goes now.
Exactly.
You know, I reckon it will be called the new iPhone, and it will be the new iPhone 5th generation. So,
yeah,
I reckon they just continue to do that now.
yeah,
Which is much easier just to say iPhone 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
yeah. Well, so on. You know, I think they're doing this sort
Calling
of.
them like generations is a bit sort of, you know.
I think
but then they can just call it the iPhone, then, can't they? So.
Yeah, I think they're doing it for their own good. I think because you know, in the future it could be iPad 26. You know, iPhone 101. You know, you don't want to be going around saying the iPhone 101. So yeah,
changing it before they get to that point, because otherwise it will just end ridiculous.
yeah, iPhone 1350. I'm going a bit off now, but
Exactly.
I never look at that phone, iPhones.
and I probably won't be alive when the
else at that point.
I don't think I'll be alive when the 10,000th generation iPhone will be out. Apple might not be even alive then, you know. But anyway, we're going a bit in the future there. But anyway, that is it for the news for this week. And yes, that is it for the news. We'll give you the news next week on what's going to happen on Apple. What's going on Apple, I should say. Now, it is the question of the week. Now, Lee, I don't know if you know, but it's actually your turn to do the question of the week this week. It's if you don't know, a question to do with Apple related. Do you have a question to ask us, Lee?
Right. I think I did have the other day. I thought of something, but I have forgotten it again. So, which is fantastic. But give me a moment and I'll try and
Alright.
remember.
Whilst Lee's remembering, should we do our links?
Oh,
Or should we
no.
do the favourite app?
Yeah,
Yeah.
alright, well, you do the Mac app of the week this week, Mark. Sorry, now, Mark. So, what's your Mac app of the week for this week? For people who don't know what the Mac app of the week is,
Yeah.
Cut that bit out.
there'll be a lot of things to cut out, but anyway,
Well, that question of the week though. Oh, I can't believe I had one, and then I've forgotten it again.
Yeah, that happens. I had a question of the week that I was thinking, I forgot too.
You should have written it down. Should have
Yeah.
written it down.
But anyway, for people who don't know the Mac app of the week, I was just explaining, if you don't know what it is, it's basically when Mark reviews a app that's on the, because he's got access to the Mac App Store, so he can do the Mac app of the week. We don't have Macs, so we can't do the Mac app of the week. We've got iOS devices though, so we will do the app of the week. Have you thought of your question yet, Lee, or we might have to skip it?
No, I don't.
Sorry about that.
See if I can remember.
Right. Well, we'll let Mark do the Mac.
This isn't very professional, is it?
Oh,
Forgetting
well.
the question of the week. Come on.
Well, anyway, well, while you think of it, Mark can do the Mac app of the week. And what's your Mac app of the week for this week, Mark?
I haven't used it that often, but I do use it when I'm doing recording. And I don't know if I have used it, but it's called Screen Capture Pro, which I have to pay for. I think it's only about Screen Record Pro, which is only about a couple of quid, which records your screen or parts of the screen you want to record.
Yeah.
For as long as you want, because I don't know if you remember, I can only record it for 2 minutes, which is a pain.
That was stupid.
But now I found one which you can record as long as you want.
Right. Okay.
Screen
So
Record Pro.
nice.
And you can find that in the Mac App Store.
Great. Right. So if you want to record your screen,
screen for the iPod?
is this?
I don't know. Is there any recording screen for an iPod?
No. Unless you jailbreak your iPod, or your iPhone, or whatever you use.
But we don't condone that sort of thing to do that because jailbreaking is not good. Right?
But
And
the
our
only
club
way-
doesn't like it, so we don't endorse that sort of stuff on this.
Yeah, I know. We don't normally talk about it, but you know, the only way to record your screen that I know of on your iPod is you can either do the screen capture, which is press the two buttons down and you do a screen capture of your iPod or your iPhone or whatever you're using, or you can jailbreak your device if you really want to do that, and then you can. I think you can do this. You can get this program and you plug it into your computer. Use a screen capture, and you've got a window that pops up on your computer, and that's your iPod, and then you screen capture it from there, and that's kind of takes a while. So, not that I know of, I don't think there's a screen capture for the iPad. There probably will be in the future though, once the iPad's you know, an actual, like it's a, you know, people use it, you know, everyone uses it. Yeah. Anyway, have you remembered yet, Lee, or still thinking of it?
I'm just trying to see if I've written it down on my iPad.
Oh, okay. Well, if you've forgotten, we can give it a miss.
next week for that question. So,
Alright.
come back next week.
Yeah.
My question, because by then, surely I would have remembered it.
You'll probably remember it after the show.
Yeah.
But I do have, for the app of the week, I have 2 apps.
Alright. Well, actually, I'll
Bit of a Brucey bonus
okay.
for you there to make up for the loss of the question.
Well, actually, I've got a question of the week, so we'll swap, right? You can do your question of the week next week, and I'll do my question, because it is my turn next week anyway. But anyway, I'll just ask a question. Just one that I'll ask. Would you rather for your laptop, right, if you had to choose between a MacBook Air or a MacBook Pro, which one would you rather?
MacBook Pro.
Do you have a reason, or
Yes, I have to agree.
do you have a reason, or
Only because I've seen the Air and it's tiny.
yeah? That's what it's supposed.
You can
Yeah.
do lots more with the Pro. than
Well,
the Air.
exactly. Yeah.
It's
If you
bigger
wanna,
on YouTube, it's much tinier.
if you're traveling, right? If you're traveling a lot, like Chris Perillo. He doesn't travel a lot, but he did a few years ago when he went to CES and stuff, and he always took his MacBook Pro. And there's always, you know, if you take it to work all the time, or you travel on an airplane. Mark just left anyway, just ditches. But anyway, a MacBook Pro is probably the way to go if you're traveling. So I'd probably say a MacBook Pro if you were traveling. If you were just like having it at home, or maybe you just wanted something light and you didn't want an iPad, then this would probably be the way to go, a MacBook Air. If you really want to go the crappy option, you can go the netbooks, but they're just a load of crap, and I wouldn't even recommend. I'm not even going to bother with netbooks. So, don't like netbooks. But anyway, that's my question of the week, and I will put that up on the question of the week on our website at macmania71.weebly.com. Alright, Mark, is Mark back yet? You know, he's not back. The video went off for some reason.
No, he's gone again because I think he's got himself some breakfast.
Oh no, he's back yet.
That's
he's eating on the show.
For the Mac Mania channel.
I've still got my biscuit here. I haven't had it, but it's a bit hard because now I've got braces.
Yeah,
I can't.
On the list of food indulgence.
I can't eat it.
On to moving swiftly on.
Yeah, app of the week. Lee, do you want to go first for your 2 app of the week for this week?
Right, okay, here we go. So, there I am. Yesterday, restored my iPad 2 again. So,
right.
Sorted it all out, changed everything around, but also purchased 2 new apps which have been pending for some time. The first one, quite an old app now, launched with iPad 2. I think you've got it, Jacob, actually, on yours. But yes, iMovie, finally got that now.
iMovie, yeah, great app.
Haven't yet.
Got it on my iPod and my iPad.
Yeah, because obviously I've deleted everything, so I've got I've got pictures from PhotoStream, but I really need some movies, so I need to either put some movies on it or record using the camera.
Yeah.
But yes, looking forward to using that. Plus I've checked out some of the trailers.
That is probably the best. That was a recent update for the iMovie. That was updated when iMovie was updated for the iPad. They put that in and they showcased it at the keynote in the start of March. It is people at school have been using it. I've been using it a little bit. It's great for if I want to make, say, a trailer for Bev TV or even Mac Mania, for example. It is an absolute great app. Just brilliant.
I can get iMovie on the Mac, the new update. I've got iMovie, I can get iMovie 10, which is great. I am thinking to purchase in the future.
Yeah, it would, yeah. Yeah, iMovie on the iPad, I really love it.
With those,
yeah, exactly.
The
yeah.
trailers, like that narrative trailer there. Just love it, you know.
It's
and
nice,
it keeps
yeah.
pausing because I keep touching the screen. So that's, there we go. That's retro coming. Good.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll just cancel that off. So yeah, that's iMovie. Looking forward to using that, and especially the trailers, because I might start using the trailer and turn it into like an intro for my YouTube videos.
Yeah.
So that'd be quite cool if I can do that, implement that. But the next one, I don't know if you've got this yet, Jacob, but I invested in iPhoto.
No, I haven't got it yet. No.
Got that now.
You got that? Yeah. I'm glad you mentioned that because I'd love to actually. I've heard that it's a good app, but what's your experience of it? Is it a good app?
Well, I had a little play last night.
Yep.
And well, I think it's just really good. Let's see if we can find a good one to have a look at. So there's
But yeah, I've looked at the previews. They look pretty good. It's not really worth getting it on my iPad because I don't really take pictures. And well, it's a school iPad, you know. I'd probably get it if it was my own. But I thought it was actually on iPhone.
Well, I
but
think it's
didn't turn
it's
out
good
that
for
much.
me because I've got
Yeah.
like all the tools there at the bottom, and I've just come out of it. All these iPad demonstrations are going great.
Yeah, they are. Yeah, we need a.
But yeah, I was having a little play, with the features and stuff, and you get like help like tooltips as
Yeah.
well, on the screen. So if you get what to do, because there's a lot of buttons to press, so
Yeah.
that's why I'm having a bit of trouble now trying to remember how to do things.
Yeah,
'Cause
seeing
I've only
it-
played a bit for about 10 minutes.
Seeing it had a review and it just looked
but-
fantastic. Just looks like a good app. I'd really like to purchase it. Yeah, it'd be good. And I believe it's about $5 in Australian money. How much did it cost you, Lee?
It was £2,
Right,
99.
nice.
The same as iMovie now. That's £2.99.
Yeah, all the iLife, except
But having a
pages.
little play with it is brilliant. You've got the events there you can put in
Yeah,
to and create your journal as well. You remember seeing that on the keynotes
I do. Yeah.
as well. But to set them up, you need to start syncing with iCloud as well. So that looks like a bit of a job that to get your pictures all sorted out first before you can then put it in all that. But I reckon it's a really great app because for me as well, because I've got the here we go product placement, but because I've got the iPhone as well, and I take pictures with that.
Congratulations, you
What
won.
I then do is put it on photo stream, so then I can edit on the iPad 2,
Yeah.
to make them look a bit better, or to add funny cartoon effects to them or whatever. So that will be good, because then you can edit them if you wanted to put great pictures
Exactly.
into iMovie as well. Instead of having just video only, you can put some images in there. So I think it's a great app for me to have. Might not be using it a lot, but
Yeah.
well,
Sounds
the
good.
purchase, I think. Yeah, so iMovie and iPhoto. So you're going 99 UK. Buy it now.
What's your before you get into your app of the week,
I
Mike?
would have had a camera on my iPod.
But just before you do your app of the week, Mark, what's your opinion on iPhoto?
Well, it looks good and it seems good, but obviously I can't test it out for myself. I do have no cameras on the iPod, and I think it's okay.
Yeah, but then you've got your Mac. You can have it on there. Plus, there is downloads for the iPhone as well. So if you had one of those, you can have it on the iPhone also.
I haven't got an iPhone.
No, but you have a Mac, so you've definitely got iPhones on there. Or you will be able to. So you can always use import to put your photos on your Mac and then edit them from there and then put them back to your iPod.
Yeah.
Just like
I see,
I did app of the week last week, I think it was with that transfer app. If
Yeah,
you invested in that, then that photo transfer app, you can transfer to any iOS device, any computer.
And then there's
So
also
if you used to use that with your iPod.
and then there's also iCloud as well. iCloud does that. iCloud does that. And there's a lot of sources out there. There's Dropbox even. Dropbox does that. Well, actually does it.
iCloud.
Yeah, iCloud and
So yeah, it's just a matter of swapping your photos over to the different devices and then editing them on that one tool and then putting them back.
Yeah.
So a bit of a longer process, but you're still able to do
I will have a look at that. Yeah.
Alright, your app of the week, Mark. Anyway, your app of the week.
My app of the week might not be interesting much, but it's actually called Job Search. At the moment, I'm looking for a job.
So,
I want it to be easier to find a job on my iPod. It's free of charge. It's like an absolutely good job search. You can put in what job you want and where. So, for instance, I put shop and I put where I come from so I want people to know where I am. And it's kind of really good. So you can point where you want your job to be. And it's kind of good. It gives you a list of where the jobs you want to be and what you want. And it is free. And if you're looking for a job, I highly recommend it.
what's it called?
Yeah, it might be handy for me because I need a job as well. So,
well, the title's called Indeed, but the title, when you go to your home screen, called Job Search. You put in the search in the App Store, Job Search. It's got like a little eye and a picture, and then jobs. See if you can find it.
Hang on. I've got a load of. What was the?
just a UK service.
What was the name? Like the actual original
Job
one you said?
Search.
What was the other one? Oh, you said I something?
Indeed.
Indeed?
And if you can see that.
Yep. Okay, yeah, I got it now, yeah. So it's actually just called Jobs. In the App Store, it's called Indeed Jobs. Works with Australia, that's pretty good. It has on there that works with Australia, and this is actually a pretty good app because I'm also looking for a job, like a casual job, just so I can earn some money and get a Mac. But yeah, it looks like a good app. Thanks very much, Mark, for that app. Very useful app, and if you're looking for a job, well, this is the way to do it. Okay, my app of the week before we wrap up the show, and probably not a lot of you, well, definitely Mark and Lee probably wouldn't be that interested in this app. It's an AFL app, and the AFL kicked off this last weekend. Saturday it actually did, Saturday night, and that's where I'm actually going this week. I'm actually going away to Melbourne, where it's basically the home of AFL, it's where it started, and basically I'll be going and seeing 4 AFL matches and doing the MCG tour and so on. And on Live at Night on Friday, I celebrated the launch of the 2012 AFL season by playing all the club themed songs. Now, I played it through an app called AFL Club Songs. This is a really good app. Basically, you get this screen, and then it'll take you through to the. I was playing a song there. It takes you through to a list of teams, and you click on them, and you can play their songs. So let's listen to let's see Greater Western Sydney. This is not my favourite team, by the way, but this is a new team, so yeah. This is the Greater Western Sydney, and I've got a mini job in as well. Hang on, I'll put it up. And yeah, so there's other songs on here as well. There's also there's my favourite songs. This is my favourite team. Red, white, and blue. So yeah, I'm sorry, I don't really want to hold up the show, but it's a really good app if you really like AFL. I've got a few AFL apps on that give me scores and stuff. Really good app, and love my AFL. It's like England. It's like the UK. You love your football over there. Your English football. We love our AFL over here. It's our passion. You know. It's our religion, I guess you'd call it. You know, but well, not everyone likes it. Some people like rugby in Australia as well. It's kind of half Aussie rules, half rugby. So yeah. Anyway, but anyway, it's a good app. I suggest you check it out. It's free of charge. If you're an Australian and you like AFL like me, then go check it out right now at the App Store. AFL Club Songs, it's called. Alright, let's wrap up the show. We better wrap up the show. We've been going well, for about an hour now, an hour and 14 minutes, I think. Well, that's according to the Uvu, but we've been, I think it's about an hour. But anyway, let's go on with, let's wrap up the show. Lee, do you want to go through with your links first?
Right, okay. If you want to follow me on Twitter, it's Redhead Lee, and YouTube is 87 Redhead, and that's it from me.
That's it, yes. Mark, your links.
Very simple.
Yes.
I'm on YouTube, it's Mr. Mike UK1, Mr. Mike UK1 Vlogs, and Mr. Mike UK1 Take 2. For Twitter's Mark94UK and Simgrumor. The Facebook page is Mr. Mike UK1, I forgot it there once, and then you got the website which is mrmikeuk1.webs.com.
Lovely.
I believe that's it.
Yes, lovely. Now remember, you can also find this month in Sims 3 for March on my channel. I run Bev TV. It's at youtube.com/BevTV main channel, and you can also go find 2 new shows I'm doing now every week. There's one called AFL Preview and AFL Wrap Up. AFL Preview is give you a preview. See, I even love AFL. I'm doing shows about it, you know. AFL Preview is where it previews the upcoming round of the AFL, and AFL Wrap Up is where it gives you the scores from the weekend. The also coming every month, coming at the end of April, will be the monthly Apple report. It's basically to replace MacMania, because MacMania is not on Bev TV anymore. I could do, well, no, it's not on Bev TV anymore. So I'm doing basically, it's just basically like a 5-minute video giving you the monthly news of Apple. Not like we do in the show, not like we do on this show. Just go through it. It won't give you like opinions or anything. It might give you my opinion, but anyway. And so go find youtube.com/BevTV main channel, facebook.com/BevTV is where you can find the BevTV Facebook fan page, at BevTV1, twitter.com/BevTV1 if you want to find it on Twitter, and you can find me on Twitter at BevOB5. I'm nearly at 40 followers, so please follow me. And I think that's about it. I think for my links, I don't think I'm missing anything. And just to plug the MacMania links, youtube.com/MacMania71, our new home. Ustream.com/MacMania70, Ustream.tv/channel/MacMania71 if you want to watch MacMania live. And also, Facebook.com/MacMania71 and Twitter.com/MacMania71 on Twitter. So that's it. Oh, you can email us too at MacMania71@gmail.com. Okay. Alright. Thank you very much, Lee and Mark, for joining me on the first episode of MacMania the first episode of MacMania for the on the new channel. I don't even know what I'm saying, but anyway, thank you very much everyone for joining us on another edition of MacMania. Next week, I believe Elliot Lyons will be joining us, so it'll be 4 people hosting MacMania, and it'll be a pretty good show. So we'll be seeing you next Monday at don't know what time, because we need to fix the timing now. And we'll do that. It'll probably be like at 7:30 or something in my time, or something like that. We might have to do it a bit earlier. But anyway, guys, I don't want to be rambling on. We need to finish up this show. So thank you very much, everyone. Have a good week. I will definitely have a good week in Melbourne. See you later.
Have fun.
Thank you.